It has been the biggest year in AEW history. Of iconic stages.
History at Wembley Stadium.
81,000!
What a spectacle!
Earth-shaking arrivals.
The rated R superstar! Jay White! The Nature Boy!
And game-changing moments.
Unbelievable!
But for every massive event, there come even greater finalities.
You're looking at the greatest AEW World Champion of all time!
The longest reign as AEW World Champion.
Defeating some of the biggest names in this industry. Bryan Danielson, Moxley, Kenny Omega. But of all the names that I have had to face, I was lucky to have survived. That'd be you, Joe.
Samoa Joe was his toughest test as AEW World Champion.
When the bell rings, Joe is very lethal, very dangerous.
The match at Grand Slam with Joe was hands down the deepest waters I've been brought into as world champion here in AEW.
What's it going to take to win this world title?
He just barely beat Joe.
MJF here at Grand Slam remains world champion.
I've held on to this title now, my title, for well over a year now. And that didn't happen by accident. It happened because I'm the best professional wrestler on the planet, point blank. And at World's End, I'm gonna prove it again.
Just because you survive a hurricane doesn't mean the wind stops blowing. And I'm coming back for you, Max.
Realities once held become shattered.
Is it better to be the first, or is it better to be the best? The first gets engraved in history. They set the bar, they break the ground, they become known as the beginning. Not bad. But the best takes what came before it and renders it moot.
This is my spot. You will not take it. You will not make it.
The first has already happened. The best is happening. The first is a statistic. The best is a star. So is it better to be first, or is it better to be the best? Let's face it, I am not an opening act.
The bones of the past must be buried.
I seen you at your best, Keith. I was there. Don't feel bad that it wasn't you.
Whose house?
You look at the relationship that these two men had.
Swerve and Our Glory were incredible champions. It was really a shame to see things end up how they did between these two men.
You're talking about a person that I trusted, that I protected, that I looked out for.
Swerve and Keith Lee, they made for one of the best tag teams we've ever seen. But it was their demise within that ended their tag team reign.
There's uncertainty, like true and real uncertainty. And my partner, maybe just a little broken.
With the way things ended between him and Swerve Strickland.
Oh my God. Keith Lee's walking out on Swerve.
With Swerve attempting to end Keith Lee's career, that's not something that Keith Lee has forgotten about.
Quite frankly, I thought I left you all behind when we put a cinder block through your chest.
Oh, he shattered the cinder block on Keith Lee.
I did all that just to move on from you. I have no shame in admitting that I'm not a good person.
No bonds, even those of brothers, survive.
I am Christian Cage, patriarch of AEW.
Christian Cage just becomes a worse, more despicable version of himself.
I am not their leader. I am their father.
Look what he has done to Nick Wayne.
You are a terrible mother.
What he has done to Luchasaurus, it's been horrible.
Both of your lives have benefited since you've been associated with me. I am the face of TNT. I am the face of AEW, now and forever.
Christian Cage covets the TNT title. But there's more to the story.
You think you know him?
The rated R superstar is in AEW.
The whole idea in coming here was to end my career with Christian Cage.
For 40 years, you and I have been best friends.
We were closer than brothers.
It was this industry that made us realize we were going to be best friends for life.
Before championships, before fame, before money, before kids, before all of it, we knew each other.
I still love you. That's never going to go away, okay?
He's a person that doesn't let people close. He let me in.
Go yourself.
But he's also a person that will shove people out.
And all long struggles come to a conclusion.
It's something that's unique to AEW, unique in professional wrestling.
The first ever AEW Continental Classic.
12 men, 2 leagues.
I'm the meanest bastard in this tournament.
To determine the first AEW Triple Crown champion.
This tournament has provided so many exciting moments.
I hold back. I know what I gotta do.
3 points!
Jay Lethal needs this victory. Holy smokes, what have we just seen?
Eddie Kingston is a bum.
0-2. His third loss means that he is mathematically eliminated.
I will not be defeated!
Seems like he wants somebody to step up and show him that he ain't it!
You look at the roster of men involved in this tournament.
Are you gonna be the guy that takes me out?
It really is the best of the best.
I don't feel pain when it comes to me chasing my goals.
To become a modern American Triple Crown champion, it's
been violent, it's been physical.
This ain't supposed to be easy.
This is really the tale of 2 leagues.
Eddie Kingston survives!
The will to win is becoming overwhelming.
10 seconds remaining!
We have a time limit draw. The Gold League Finals. It will be a 3-way match from the brink of elimination. Kingston and Danielson will battle for the blue wig.
Eddie Kingston, when the tournament started, he's the one that put the ROH World title and the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Openweight Championship up for grabs.
People don't understand the mental game of this.
And he's in a really fired up mood. He wants to go to the finals in his home state of New York.
Brian calls me a bum and I took it in and I tell you I'm the king of the bums. My man, when I say that, I mean I'm king of the underdogs. I am king of the people who have been beaten down.
He's not done yet.
But never stop.
Eddie! Stack! 3! He is 1 step closer to winning that Continental Crown.
Where do we go from here?
Who will advance to World's End?
You want to be a Triple Crown champion? You're going to have to earn every inch.
3! He did it! And we now know it will be the finals. Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley, the Continental Crown on the line.
John and Eddie go back much farther than I've even known John.
All I've ever asked of you is 100% your best.
2 men that have been as close as brothers and sometimes as far away as enemies can be.
And for a guy who's angry at the whole world and thinks the whole world's against him, you sure do got a lot of people that love you, man. Professional wrestling legit saved my life. AEW fans all across the country and the world love Eddie Kingston. I am passionate about professional wrestling. The only thing that I've loved, I told my wife, I told everybody, you will never take the place of pro wrestling. Every single person in the building on Saturday at World's End in New York City is gonna love Eddie Kingston.
Eddie would often talk about John going off, becoming this big global superstar, to Eddie grinding it away, being the guy that he is. Eddie never veers off of being Eddie.
100% of everything you have in your heart and your soul, they deserve your maximum effort. In the city that I love just as much as pro wrestling in New York, me and Jon Moxley are gonna show the world what the beautiful sport of pro wrestling is about. This is not entertainment. This is not a game. We are showing the world what pro wrestling is. And pro wrestling is the strongest mixed martial art there is. Problem is, I know you better than you know yourself.
There's just such an immense amount of respect between the two of them that also has all these years of friendship and loyalty. It's a match, honestly, I'm looking forward to it.
Jon Moxley has never really concerned himself about championships, but he's concerned himself with winning.
I know you can't beat me.
For both of these guys to be going into the finals of this tournament.
And you know You can't beat me, so for my money, you've already lost. You've already given up.
To know what prestige and honor and respect means to both of those guys, I can't even imagine what's going to happen in the ring.
With the Continental Championship, the Ring of Honor World Championship, the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, all on the line in this one match, Kingston and Moxley are going to be more motivated than ever.
A couple years ago, I gave you the shot of a lifetime, and I let you off the hook.
This is a career-defining achievement.
I broke in before you. You're lucky I let you breathe.
Iron sharpens iron, as we say.
This time, you're not gonna get one single favor. I'm gonna give you everything I have. The king of the bums is gonna push you.
This is the fulfillment of a lifelong dream.
And I'm gonna bust you up and enjoy it.
If I could tell Riho anything at all, I wish I told her 4 years ago. Quit while you're ahead.
How about this? The first women's world champion.
And the last time we saw Riho, Toni Storm, she was a part of the Outcasts. They took out Riho, and now she's back.
ペイントされたり、本当に散々やられてきたので、そのリベンジをしたいです。今回はベルトを取るためだけではなくて、
Riho and her many strengths. The way she's undeterred by failure. Her punctuality and her beautiful skin. And she was the first ever AEW Women's World Champion. Now that's got to count for something, right?
A hard-fought battle against Ruby Soho, and timeless Toni Storm not looking all that impressed.
She knows how to use her size and her speed to maximize her potential, and timeless Toni Storm is going to be in trouble.
トニー、あなたが覚えてるかわかんないけど、私は一度あなたを倒したことがあります。今回もまたこのワールズエンドであなたを倒してチャンピオンになります。
Never before has an artist encapsulated the triumph and tribulation of being a woman in professional wrestling.
One might say that I'm distracted with all the projects I've got going on, all the people that follow me around all day, but this is my life. This is how it's always been. This is just another day for me. It might just be distracting for you.
Will Toni Storm be the main character of the women's division? Or is Riho going to slide in to get top billing?
Riho will get her shot at the final. Former Outcast, you will get her shot at the AEW Women's World Championship. Watch out, Mariah May! Toni Storm's #1 fan, Mariah May, coming in with the assist.
Riho, darling, at World's End, better bring a coat, because it gets a bit chilly in my shadow.
I think Keith has absolutely everything to gain from this match.
A win by Keith Lee over Swerve would help Keith Lee, but that's not what he's after. He's after Swerve. This is personal.
Swerve Strickland in the year that he has had, I mean, just catapulted into that stardom.
This one is hard to watch.
Oh, the cinder block. We've seen Swerve use this before.
I've ascended in the past year. In 2023, I own that bitch.
Swerve with his abilities, what he can do in the ring, he is really one of the best complete pro wrestlers in AEW.
Maybe you thought that was going to be your come-up story.
Both men have extra motivation at World's End, not only to put an end to this rivalry, but to really start 2024 off on the right foot.
Swerve Strickland really is locked into another level. I mean, he is at his best version of himself right now.
And I came back, and it's like this company forgot who the hell Keith Lee is. It's like they forgot what I'm capable of. So it's gonna come down to willpower. Who wants it more? Time will tell.
I think Swerve has a massive target on his back right now.
I've got a house to tear down, and I'm gonna do it brick by brick.
Especially with somebody looking to come back and re-establish himself, get his career back on track. Swerve Strickland's the perfect guy to do that on right now, so I think that makes Keith Lee incredibly dangerous in this match for Swerve.
Somebody's looking for me, huh? Keith Lee?
You want me? Guess what? I ain't got nothing to do in Long Island. December 30th, yeah. I'll be there. Only when I know that I'm getting close to the top is when your past starts to haunt you. That's why I know I'm a success story, because you still won't leave me alone, Keith.
Here's the thing for me, Swerve. I actually respect you. At the end of the day, you're not me. You're not limitless, and I think you know that.
Be just like everybody else that sees not even my potential anymore. I'm past that now. You see what I am. I'm the most dangerous man in all of AEW.
I think I more or less tolerated Adam. He was a hanger-on. He wanted to be like me.
The fact is, you need me. I don't need you.
I think the reason he didn't want the team is because he was afraid that I was trying to take away from his greatest run.
I was pushed all the way to the bottom of the pile when he and I broke up as a tag team. I willed myself all the way to the very top.
For whatever reason, there's always that competitive streak in him when it comes to me.
You want to walk into AEW, and you want to take away everything I've built up over the last 3 years.
I don't have that. Until he makes there a reason to have it.
Now, I don't think I need to remind you of your neck problems.
When you threaten me, I can handle that. I've been threatened a lot. But when you start threatening the future of my children by threatening me,
I'm gonna snap your neck and leave you in a wheelchair and let your kids wipe the drool away from your face.
now we got big problems.
You wanna snap my neck?
Adam Copeland smashing away!
I'm gonna beat your ass!
You're not even thinking about Shayna Wayne in the
You take your TNT title because it's the most important thing in your world.
More than 13 years since these two men met one-on-one.
Shayna Wayne, Nick Wade's mother. Oh, what the hell did she just do? What?
Montreal was not a very good night for you. It was a great night for me.
I'm still going to win that TNT championship, and now I have another reason. I want it, so I'm going to be selfish. Remind everyone exactly who the hell I am. So, Christian, I'm challenging you. No excuses, a no disqualification match.
You are no challenge. I am levels above you and everybody else in this business. And at World's End, I am going to take you behind the shed and put you down for the last time.
I made a promise to my best friend that I would defend those tag titles no matter what until he comes back.
MJF, I extend my offer of friendship. On one condition, you give me my rematch for the AEW World Championship.
MJF accepted the help of Samoa Joe. Joe inside the ring. It's a tap! And now the realization sets in for MJF.
For the simple price of my championship rematch.
You promised this man a championship shot, so Max, be a man of your word. You got yourself a deal. Samoa Joe versus yours truly for the grandest prize of them all, the AEW World Championship.
And I'm gonna deliver the very best MJF to Nassau Coliseum. You see, from now on, you're considered my property. And the thing you're gonna learn about my property is people don't touch my property unless I say so. So everywhere you go, I'll be a few steps behind. When you think that you're all alone, don't worry, I got your back. All this worrying you're doing about the devil, well, it all goes away today.
To the man behind my mask, I am going to find you. And when I'm through with you, the hell I send you to is going to feel like heaven.
Anybody is associated with MJF, they could be in jeopardy. They could be a target.
When you think that you're all alone, don't worry, I got your back. People don't touch my property unless I say so.
Oh, hype! What the hell?
The Man's been a Ring of Honor Tag Team Champs!
No!
Ah!
Joe been working with the devil this whole time?
You never saw this coming, Max. You've been worried about a devil. I did this to you. When you really needed to be worried about destiny. You're gonna find out I am Samoa Joe, and I am inevitable. An inevitability that I will take everything from you in front of everyone you love.
You're not beating me at World's End. But if there's one place where you damn sure don't want to be wrestling Maxwell Jacob Friedman, it is on Long Island.
If you want to take what's mine, you're gonna have to put me down.
When I take from you everything, this legacy will begin with the toppling of a king.
December 30th is not about your legacy. December 30th is about mine. Can Max Friedman outlast the final boss of this sport one more time?
You want to beat me for the grandest prize of them all? Joe, the only way that's happening is if hell freezes over, is if the world ends.